Hello, and thank you for joining us on In the Metal. My name is Johnny McElherron, and this gentleman here is J.S. Kumar from Brooklyn in New York City. Jay, how are you doing, my friend?
Good. Weather's been stable today, so I'm very happy. I could take my little girl for a walk. She was very happy for that. Got back, did some work, booked my tickets to the Geneva Watch Week,
Geneva Watch Days,
Watch Day.
first week in September.
Yes,
So,
I reserved everything, my hotel, my flight. So I'm actually looking forward to this, and work with certain brands who have reached out to me and said they would be happy to have me there. So that's a good thing, and I'm looking forward to seeing you and going to all of the other guys.
man, is Geneva going to be big enough for both of us guys? I don't know. Yeah, I'm
We
super
haven't
excited
we
for
haven't yet reached the 100,000 mark, so we're gonna be good.
But I'm looking forward to it indeed. Geneva Watch Days is one of those events. It's kind of like the little brother of Watches and Wonders.
Yeah.
It is more.
Still a lot of brands,
Oh,
I
it's
saw.
grown. It's grown.
Yeah,
These events do grow. These
yeah,
events do grow, and over time, it's it's. I think I would say it's a lot more casual than Watches and Wonders. It doesn't, for a start, have the Pelexpo, that grand exposition in the Pelexpo
or it is
venue.
not in the Palexpo.
No,
Where is it?
it's all around the city. It's
Oh, it is
more in
all
the.
around the city. It is not in one space. Oh, that is nice.
Oh, absolutely. That's
That
the
is
beauty
very
of it.
interesting.
I'm going to tell you, it's actually, it makes it a lot more accessible because
Yeah,
Watches and Wonders has become so kind of, I don't know what the word is, that is difficult to get into, that
yeah,
you need to get accreditation, you need to get passes. If you
yeah.
don't have passes, forget it. Sayonara, you're not getting in.
Oh,
And so,
that's how
yeah,
difficult that is. So here
yeah.
you don't need any passes.
There are a couple of events that are, that are there is a marquee opposite the Beau Rivage
Yeah.
where there are events. There are there's the soirees, there's evenings, and there's social events, and it's actually pretty quiet during the day if I can remember. But the nighttime it comes into its own, and
Oh,
everybody's out hobnobbing with each other and doing flexing their wrist candy
I have nothing
and
to flex. I have some Swatch Omegas, which I can flex.
don't all that there and yeah. But I think it's a much more accessible event. It is spread over the different venues in the city, and increasingly you're getting it's more independent centric than Watches and Wonders.
Mhm.
And so you'd be in the likes of the Hotel Beau Rivage, of course, the Angleterre, the Fairmont, and then all over the city there's all different maybe some people would rent out a suite or an apartment, and you have your get-togethers there. It's cool. I enjoy Geneva Watch Days, and I'm very much looking forward to this year and
Good.
catching up with yourself. So
I mean, unfortunately, Albert is not going to be here there. He said so. That's a bummer.
our buddy Albert is not going to be at it this year. He is, yeah, he's taking a long overdue vacation, and look, Albert from Zeitwinkel, folks, a great friend of both myself and Jay. Um, I don't know how he does it. He is popping about the globe like a blue ass fly, isn't it?
And I think
So
it's a good thing for him
he
because
is.
the marketing of the brand, the marketing of everything what is associated with the brand Sightwinkle, it's all him. So even with Max and with Peter around, I think I mean they have given him that freedom of doing things the way he thinks is right, and I think it's a very good way to do it because when it comes to design and everything else, I think they're all together in it. But when it comes to marketing and sales, he's the one who's the main person, who does these things. So I think I feel it's very good that he's getting this little break before the year starts again, when everybody comes back.
Absolutely. Knowing Albert, and it's an eye opener to see just how involved and how much effort goes into promoting and developing a watch brand. It is not for the faint-hearted. Let me tell you, that is one heck of a commitment. So yeah, I was actually looking this week. It's obviously coming to July and August. You're into a very, very fallow time in the industry. There's not a huge amount of news or new releases being unveiled or anything. So kind of like manna from the heavens. I got a press release this morning from our friends at H. Moser and Company. So
nice.
they have
Melon Brothers.
Yeah, the Melon Brothers. Again, that's worthy of a conversation in its own someday, and we'll actually get them on someday, and
of course
we could talk about one of their new pieces. But I have a little video here that we got this morning. So it's their new Endeavour minute repeater cylindrical tourbillon skeleton cosmic rain, to give it its full title. I had to take 2 breaths to say that, James. But so here we go. Anyway, tell me what you think of it after this short little video of about 40 seconds. Wow, isn't that something? This is a new masterpiece. Moser continuously push the barrier or push the parameters of technical and aesthetic watch innovation for this modern age, and there are very few brands that do it like them. This is an exceptional creation. It is. It's not the first time that they've done this. It's a new 20-piece limited edition with the Cosmic Rain dial. And the Cosmic Rain dial is achieved by, that is with aventurine with mother of pearl inlays into the aventurine, which is something that I've never seen before either. And the attention to detail, just there's something very funky about it. And I was thinking earlier on, you could say that about Moser, that there's something very they're very cool and contemporary, because we're going to look at another watch in 5 minutes or so, and it is kind of the opposite. It's reserved and sophisticated, but it also extremely cool. And but this is this, as I said, the Endeavour minute repeater cylindrical tourbillon skeleton cosmic rain. And so the thing, this has the extraordinary skeletonized display, fully open worked. Every element is finished to immaculate standards, and the tourbillon, flying tourbillon in the center with a cylindrical hairspring. To see that, it's a real 3-dimensional experience to see these pieces in person, in the metal, as we say around these parts, Jane.
Yeah.
And, but it's you can see actually in this image here that we have the way the hairspring is a cylinder. It's coiled.
Yes.
A beautiful piece.
Such a
When I say
beautiful.
beautiful, I guess people say, "Oh, it's too fussy" or whatever. I think it is an absolute feat of
Craftsman.
engineering
Yeah.
to achieve that, and it's. So, what do you think?
I mean, I can't say anything. I'm just like, first of all, I'm shocked by sheer craftsmanship for what is going on in that piece. I mean, to combine all of these things together in one little timepiece is I think more genius than anything else. I mean, first of all, getting the complication minute repeater into that skeletonized flying tourbillon. I just don't, I'm just trying to still think about how it can be possible. And I can see it right in front of me. It is right there. It is such a beautiful piece. I mean, wow.
Yeah, extraordinary. It's kind of indicative of the brand themselves. How they, as I say, they're always pushing the boundaries, always doing something new and interesting. Interesting is the word.
Yeah,
Because
but you know what? It's like innovation, what they do. Every time, you think, oh, good, they're coming up with the stone dials and whatever else, and they just give you that oh my God effect, saying that what is going on right now? You know what I mean? It
yeah,
is something which is absolutely insane how they managed to get the community on their toes with their products. And I have to say, man, hats off to these kids. They have really reached that pinnacle of innovation in such a nice and such a beautiful way, keeping the community in this, in the round, saying that, hey, this is what we're doing next, this is what's happening to us,
yeah.
we want you to be a part of it. And this is how watchmaking should be. You know what I mean?
The whole Moser philosophy, down to their marketing, their newsletters. There's a sense of fun about everything that they do, and that kind of, again, I often feel that a watchmaker in particular, a watch is an extension of his personality. Well,
Yes.
Moser is an extension of the people who own it, their personality. There is
Yeah.
joie de vivre about them, about their the way that they present the whole company. And I have thought about Moser, and I thought, because as we mentioned earlier about watches and wonders, Moser have been at watches in the Palexpo space for many years. This year was their first time actually going out of the independent Carré des Horlogers into the main thoroughfare on the pavilion in the Palexpo.
Really?
It
Like
was
that's only reserved for all the big Richmond group, right?
in with the big guys, Jay, absolutely.
Yeah.
And it made me just think that these guys are Moser is an aspirational brand. They're
Yeah.
on their way up, and they are. We're watching in real time a brand come from. Where were they 15 years ago?
Nowhere.
Nowhere.
But you
They
see,
were.
the hustle had already started then. When they acquired the brand from Straumann, and when they got it and they started innovating and they started marketing and they started positioning themselves as very rare. And those are the things what you actually plant the seed for the next 100 years of what is going to be your legacy and how they do it. But okay, good, the family is involved. When you look at Father Melon, he's one of the biggest watch CEOs, which took Audemars Piguet to another level in his time. And these are the things, when you look at the brand Vacheron Constantin, where Prolux was the guy who actually, the time when Vacheron was just in the place where everybody was safe and whatever, Prolux comes and just takes it to another level. The same thing what Melon did with Audemars Piguet. And
Yeah,
this is what watchmaking is all about, the people, the person. I was just looking at this brand from India, Titan.
I'm familiar.
Titan, you know, the way they started Titan, because they used to be HMT, which was mechanical watches. They didn't have anything called quartz at that time. And I
Yeah.
was watching this sort of a series on Prime, and they go and show us about the way they did the innovation and with quartz watches, because that was the time when quartz watches were just, you know, blowing their minds. But what they did was not to take anything from Japan or from any other country. They made it their own. They
Yeah.
made watches made in India, but like everything made in India, you know, with some collaboration with the French what do you call that, consultant who actually helped them out. But JRD Tata's vision, we want to have, you see, Volkswagen, you know, cars for the people. He wanted to have watches for the people, and
And why not?
that is what.
And why not?
Yes.
You
And
know,
now they have some of these greatest watches from, like, mechanical watches just came out with tourbillons, with minute repeater, with jump hours. It's like, what is going on with this brand? And all I remember when they wanted to do Basel World, and they were not let to do that because they said, you know, you the Indian brand has not reached the you know, whatever standards of Swiss watchmaking, and you know, all of these things drives people to be where they are. I mean, same thing with Moser kids. They showed the you know, the watchmakers of yesteryears how it is to be innovative and to be fresh and young.
yeah.
That's what it is.
Yeah, like for an event as big as Basel World to say that you can't enter. I know myself. I've organised an event in Ireland here a few times, and I know that I've actually had to be in that situation where someone has said we want to be there, and I'll say, you know, there is a strap line to the festival time, and it's a celebration of independent and artisanal watchmaking.
Yes.
And if you don't fit in that criteria, it doesn't seem right if you're standing in a room with Vianney Halter and Corey Vitale and Andre Strahler, and there's a guy there who has literally put his watch together from components that he's you know, like I take my hat off to anybody who has the cojones to enter this the watch industry, and especially those who are able to make a go of it and a lasting success. That is something I respect immensely. But there are different categories within the industry as well, and you know, the independents, that the watches that we're talking about mostly are, you know, they're kind of in a field of their own. And I think that belief that people like myself and yourself have had in independent watchmaking, we're seeing now over the last 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 years, it's coming to fruition for so many of these watchmakers. As I mentioned, Moser a few minutes ago, like they acquired the brand. I'm not exactly sure when, but it was in the 2000s, and they've transformed it. And I say just because I have done this, we've got the spec sheet.
2012.
2012.
I think they really came out with it, but I think 2009 was the time when they were in talks with Straumann, because he had the watch, and he had actually given it to them to run, so that, you know, it sort of makes sense, because he makes you know, dental implants and all of those things. And acquiring this brand was, you know, I think it's something what he wanted to do, but he had to give it to somebody who has an idea about how to run the brand. So I think that is what he did, and that's how. And then I think a couple of years later, he just wanted to, you know, give it to them, as he saw what the potential could be, and he didn't want to be interfering into their ideas and their decisions. And I think that's what he did. Gave it to them and said, run it. And you know, of course, you know, they must be having some sort of an agreement of what is going where. And, you know, this is such a good place to be.
Unbelievable. And also what they've done with Outlands, which they took.
Oh my God. I think that brand for me is like they don't want everybody to have one of their watches. They want to have people who know they have a Moser, but they would want to have something very special, very niche, and that's when they get the Outlands.
we will talk about outlaws on another day, but
Yeah.
so I just wanted to wrap up with that there, but with the Endeavour minute repeater cylindrical tourbillon skeleton cosmic rain, 20 pieces, 378,350 Swiss francs, excluding taxes and tariffs. Case is 40 millimeters in grade 5 titanium, 14.5 millimeters high, and it is features the Moser, the caliber 909 hand wound flying tourbillon minute repeater with 90 hours of power reserve. 90 hours of power reserve with all that. Yeah. That's impressive. That's impressive.
Not just impressive. That's why I said putting all of those things in that 40 millimeter case, man, you must be having some cojones, as you said. I mean, this is crazy. I mean, I have to say, hats off to the kids, Edouard and Bertrand, and also hats off to our friend in America, Claudio. He's insane the way he is with the community, and he,
marketing.
I just called him one day. I said, "Hey, Claudio, I need to have a wall clock from Moser because that makes such a big sense for me." And he's like, "Don't worry about it." And I think about a month later, I had this package in my restaurant, a streamliner chronograph, wall clock. It's in lower, and I'm telling you, this is what they are. The community, the way they take care. Even if I don't have a Moser because it's a bit difficult for me to get a Moser. I would, I know that it's not going to be a easy thing for me unless I have another 3 restaurants and let's see what happens then. You know what I mean? So, but it's I know them and they have been so good to me, and they've come to my restaurant, they've supported me all the way through, and this is what community and this is what friendship is, right?
Absolutely, they do it in great style. They always welcome you into their display booth, their kiosk, whether it's outlaws, and always. I hate missing outlaws. I didn't get to see them this year in Watches and Wonders because they were in Pan Expo, and but it's always such a chilled experience. They always make you feel so welcome. And they put huge effort into the presentation of their displays, of their kiosks. So you go in, and it is actually unforgettable. It's something you walk away and go, wow, right, yeah. And when you're looking back, whenever you get back home to Ireland, the rain beating off the windows, and you're going, man, I was in that kiosk there last week, and it was, anyway, Jay, we're 20 odd minutes into this here. We have another new release, and this again is one of my favorite.
Oh yeah, Romain.
Independent watch brands, and I think Romain Gauthier flies beneath the radar, and I think he does so deliberately.
Yes,
that there is, and this is the contrast I was making when I mentioned earlier between the complete mechanical insanity of the Endeavour minute repeater cylindrical tourbillon and the absolute chilled, laid back personality and character.
Mechanical wonder, right? If you look at it, if you know Romain Gauthier, you know what he is and how he comes up with his master timepieces. Even if it is but I can imagine his loom is going to be like a 3D. I can imagine all of these things, what he does. So let's see what happens.
Absolutely. This is the new C titanium 39.5 model. So I think this is actually a debut of a new size, the 39.5, and it is absolutely stunning. As I said, I'm a fan. We actually, myself and Dan, actually interviewed Romain 5 years ago, and just his whole process is absolutely meticulous in his attention to detail. I love the styling. There's something very. It's like a modern classic, straight out of the box. And even if you look at that there, if there's something odd about it, the central pinion is not actually dead center of the
It's not in the
display.
middle. It's not in the middle, no.
And it creates this space for the small seconds with that lovely star motif. And what he's doing here with this, there are 3 versions of the Cie titanium 39.5 millimeter, and they each feature a different color of star. So you have we have 3 of them arranged here, stacked. You have the blue foremost, you have orange, and then you have pink. And they're all set on what is actually, it's a sapphire dial. It's a metallized sapphire dial. So you get that kind of 3-dimensional. The numerals, the indices seem to be floating, seem to be suspended above the dial, but it's a clever use of sapphire crystal with a metallized. Gorgeous, man. I am such a fan of what he is doing, and the story about this here, again, I have got the spec sheet. I have to confess I haven't got it for everything here tonight, but we have it for these 2, and that is the Cie Titanium edition. It is priced at 36,700 Swiss francs, excluding taxes and tariffs. 39.5 millimeter case in grade 5 titanium, and it has the superluminova on the numerals, and one of the cool little attentions to detail that he has done is that the color of the star motif around the small seconds, that's the color that the numerals illuminate in low light. That it's
Do you have a picture?
Jay, I might have somewhere. I will come back to you on that one.
No, and do you know how many pieces? Pieces has it done with this? 30?
I think there are 20. I'm not 100% sure. And again, I have spent time today going through the website and haven't been able to determine exactly what number of pieces there are. I think it might be 20 pieces.
I can imagine. Yeah, that makes sense.
And so I think doing 20 pieces, it also keeps the whole collection fresh and allows you instead to be stuck in a rut of doing an endless production. There's a finite number. You move on to the next model, but it has his in-house manual winding movement, 28,800 vibrations, 4 hertz, hours, minutes, small seconds, power reserve of 60 hours, and it's presented on a rubber case with titanium pin buckle. Absolutely fabulous piece. I am a fan. He has the original Cie has that cutaway dial, and there's just something about it that it is very, very sophisticated, very, very cool. Like me.
Yeah, we know that. So that's something which is amazing. No, I think these independent watchmakers, these brands who have actually given these little touches of innovation, which actually may not seem a lot, but it is so much. I mean, having the dial, it's not centered, but still it gives it such a beautiful look, and and also look at the seconds, it's like the sun rays going out. It's like
absolutely, yeah.
It's something which you haven't seen a lot, and that's what I always said about mainstream and special, like independence. This is what it is. They have the freedom to do things different than the others.
Yeah. Do you know what it's actually reminding me of, the star motif? It's like, do you remember, or have you be familiar with George Nelson clocks of the 1950s and 60s, the Vitra Design Museum?
Right on, right.
took them on, and there was a real lovely sense of space about them, both in their being like science fiction, but also in the space, the actual space around the details. I love that. I'm really a fan of that, and
Wow.
so with the obviously.
Wow.
Everything, Joe. It's the attention to detail is.
And it's all titanium. Look at all of the things how it's done.
The movement is titanium. Thank you, Jay. The movement is titanium as well. So 39.5 millimeters, beautiful size. We know we mentioned our friend Albert earlier with the Zeitwinkel with the new 173 degrees, which is 39.7.
Yeah,
I think that's the sweet spot.
That is the sweet spot
for me. I think that's the sweet spot. That's
I know you like bigger dials and bigger cases, but I mean,
slightly.
You have a choice, and you see the market, you see the wishes, and especially now that you're so much connected with the community, you get direct input to the community. And of course, when there are 100 people in the community or 1,000 of the people who buy your watches, and 700 tell you they want to have a smaller piece, that's what you do.
You got it. Absolutely. But I think, as I say, 39.5 to me, sweet spot. And so 40. Yeah, that's what I think. 40 millimeters is, Joe, whatever you say, I like a big case. I'm not a fan of, Joe, where you go much past 42, 42.5.
45, 50 fathoms.
Or the big old 50 millimeter, the big pilot.
Those are the big pilot anyways, but I look at those brands which makes no sense to me in a way, but Invicta.
They're watches like that. The word tool watch is bandied about, and it's people love a tool watch that actually don't use it for anything like what it was intended. But if you're a pilot, a large display, I am sure.
Yeah, I mean, I love my big pilot. I mean, I have the bronze, limited edition, which is absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
But do I wear it all the time? No, I don't, because that's how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. So we have we're 30 minutes in, my friend. We have a couple of options here. You mentioned one last week that we nearly got looking at, but we didn't quite get.
Yes.
You want to go there? This is La Parfaite by Mermont, and you're going to tell us all about this.
Oh my God, this is insane. So I told you when I saw the watch for the first time, it did remind me of the upside down watch of Ludovic Ballard.
I see where you're coming from.
You know what? At least the numerals. It's
of course they do.
Exactly the way it is. But then, he's another mad genius, which everything is upside down, and when the hour is on, it's the right hour. I mean, this is what it is. I mean, this is such a beautiful watch. I mean, so it's one hand.
Yes. One hand. And I was looking at it closely. And do you know, you can tell what minute it is from the hour hand. Would you agree?
I can't, yes.
I am seeing about 9 minutes to, or hang on a second, where are we here?
9 minutes after 1, right?
Yeah, about 9 minutes after 1.
But it's not.
Yeah,
it is not. It is 55 minutes after 1.
Give me 1 second here. I have to check my eyes again here,
It's
Jen. Yes. It's broken. Yeah, each is broken into
6 indices.
6 segments. 6 segments each hour.
So you see, it is 55 minutes after 1, and I think Meister Singer had something like this, and then Breguet was the one who actually first came out with it a long time ago. When they got a relaunch, I think a couple of months ago, or 6 or 7 months ago, if I'm not mistaken, with the same sort of a technology. and now Mermont has got the same thing.
Yeah, and a really cool piece. And there's something like the image that we're looking at is head on, and you don't see one of the features about it, but the dial, the way that they have created the dial, it's like it is almost like it is striated. There is this sort of circular sunray pattern on the dial, and
Yes, it's like it's curved.
Yeah.
Curved sunray pattern, which curved, and it is very, 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 it's so cool actually.
Yeah, and this is not an expensive piece either. I think it's 7,500.
That is amazing for that. Yeah. The way it's done, I would love to get my hands on one of these.
Yeah. Actually, just check there. It is the price on that there is in US dollars, so it would be different for Swiss francs. Beg your pardon, Swiss francs. 10,998.
Yes.
10,998. Uses the La Joux Perret D101.
Yes.
Manual winding movement. 3 hertz, 21,600 vibrations, and manual winding with 50-hour power reserve. And it has the case is, I'm sure it is titanium, and it's not titanium, my man. It's platinum.
It's platinum. Yes, platinum.
At 11,000 US dollars, 11,000 Swiss francs.
That is crazy.
I am going to throw this into the ring here. There are brands that would charge
an arm and a leg,
40 grand,
and a kidney. Altogether.
There are brands that would charge 40 grand on top of what the regular price of, say, a stainless steel or titanium watch is. Yeah. And you want that watch in platinum, it's going to cost you an extra 40 grand.
Yeah.
There is a case in titanium or in platinum, I beg your pardon. I can't get my head around it for that kind of money.
14,000 Swiss francs. It is insane. And with that beautiful, movement, and with everything what they've done with it, it's fantastic.
How are they doing it for that?
I have no idea. I think this is what you're a little independent brand. You can.
But it kind of goes against the laws of the economy of scale, where you're, because, but no, that's all day long. That is a bargain.
It's a bargain.
Absolutely. Very, very impressed with that. And again, I was doing the one thing that lets it down. I couldn't get any blinking information off their website. Their website is bobbins. It's like
a lot of the independent watchmakers. It's
all very well having a cool and slick and funky looking website. Give us the damn information, will you? I'll not be flipping hiding it somewhere.
That's so funny.
But that was my only complaint. But I'm very, very impressed with it. Again, even the detail that goes into the hand. The hand is one of the
beautiful,
nicest looking hands.
It reminds me of when we were in culinary school. We used to have spoons to put in sauces on the to plate sauces. It sort of had this look, and it would have in the point and the insides where you can put in the sauce, and then you can actually do designs on the plate because it was shaped like that.
Ah, okay, right. It had a little pour,
like a spoon. Yes, the little pour.
Yeah. No, I have to say, Jay, I was extremely impressed with that. So it was that was the one that we were meant to run last week and we didn't get a chance to because we were running out of time. And I tell you what, I know we're heading towards 40 minutes again. Jay, did you hear? Do you remember a few weeks ago there was a FP Journe?
18 million. Was that 18 or 13 million?
13 million.
13 million. Yes, the Résonance.
Yeah. And there is which was the most expensive FP Journe ever, to the highest price an FP Journe has ever realized at auction or anywhere, and also placed it because of 13.5 million is the fifth most expensive watch of all time. And that's something we'll have to do someday. The top five in what are the top five? We'll not do it today. The reason that I mention this is because another FP Journe is coming to auction in the Phillips sale in Geneva in November. And it is.
Are you kidding me?
A pre-production. So this piece went out to its customer the year before the watch was actually launched, and is
it was like a prototype.
It's not quite a prototype. It was. It's pre-production, so it kind of falls between the subscription edition and the prototype. It was a pre-production, and was this piece was acquired in I think 1999.
This is crazy.
And this is coming to auction. I think we are going to see.
I can imagine.
You know, because the whole energy around the FP Journe brand is
crazy,
astonishing. Like, I not for 1 second would I suggest that it's not well deserved, but it's incredible as a bystander to be watching.
What do you think? What is your prediction? I'll tell you mine.
I'm struggling. Right. I'll tell you a little bit about this piece. Okay. So this piece has not been kept in a safe. It has been worn, which I know most of the independent watchmakers that I know love to think that their watch is actually being worn. So it has been, it obviously has been very well looked after.
Yeah.
But it has been worn. So from what I can establish, there are certain little marks on the case, etc. And great, all for it. So you're asking what do I think, Jay? Goodness me, I would go 25 to 30% over what the previous FP Journe record is, and so that would probably place us up around about the 16 to 18.
I think it's going to be up to 22.
I am going to keep a note of this in my diary.
Yep, you should.
I am going to just do it right now. Yeah. And we are going to compare notes in October, because I had great fun whenever we did the review of their last auctions. I think it's fascinating to see as well. And so we will definitely come back and look at that. But for this to be a pre-production piece, I think it elevates it again. Do you know, even if it wasn't, if it was the exact same model as the piece that went for 13.5 million earlier in the year, you'd probably see the kind of increase that I've mentioned anyway. If it was the same, for this to be a pre-production, I would imagine it will. These are historic pieces now, aren't they? They're living history.
Yes.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Do you get it yourself? What do you think?
I mean, you know, for me, just an idea of people paying that money for a brand which has actually the reputation to get that money, but they're actually paying that money, is crazy. Like, I'm looking at watches right now, like such watches as pieces of art, which also sells for such money, which is, you know, which makes absolutely no sense in a way, but makes so much sense that this has to be that way, because the mastery of the techniques and the mechanics of these particular pieces are insane. You know, it's like the person's mind at that time and how he thought about having these two different time zones and having, you know, everything in one, but making it look so balanced and so, integrated to the whole case. It's
So,
I guess the Chronomètre Résonance is it's just a masterpiece.
I remember writing about them.
Masterpiece.
Yeah, I remember writing about them back in the early to mid 2000s, the noughties,
Yeah,
and just being captivated. This again was all part of my learning journey that I
yeah,
was discovering things like the resonance and uh, uh, what this piece essentially is. You say that it's got two dials, two time zones. It's essentially two movements
yeah,
uh, that are. So you can see there's two balance wheels, and the two balance wheels. The whole principle of resonance is that the balance wheels actually, even though they might start out at different frequencies, the resonation, the fact that they're so close to each other, or not even so close, but they are the perfect alignment with each other,
yeah,
that they actually synchronize
yeah,
in a short period of time. And it's something I know that our friend Vianney Halter has experimented with on his La Résonance.
yes,
He was inspired by Janvier Antide,
yeah,
where I think the Journe inspiration came from Huygens back
yeah,
in the 16th century, from and as you said, Bregway also
again,
experimented
yeah,
with resonance. And today, if you think of resonance, well, you're probably going to think of Armin Strom,
strong,
and and there are again similarities between what they're doing and what
yeah,
Moser have done. They acquired a brand that was moderately successful. It was carving its own path, and they have introduced a whole new element into that, particularly with their resonance and their own particular interpretation of resonance. And it's fascinating to see. But that, Jay, is going to be, I would say, one of the headlines in November.
yes,
And
I think so
we
too.
will
So
come back.
what I think is gonna get, and you've told me what you think you're gonna get.
I'm thinking
But
16,
I think
18.
your take is much more reasonable, but I'm looking at the craziness what's going on right now. So I'm just
Jay,
looking at two people going insanely wild about the piece and just going crazy. It's what I see.
there's no question about it.
You know
And
what? That's it.
yeah, there's no question about it. There is no rhyme or reason to it. What's a watch is going for $13.5 million? A watch that in its day was probably in around the 35 to 40,000. Yeah, and it's man. Hey, if we could turn back time, Jay,
I would have got all of those pieces then.
you and me would be big wrists full of FP Journes, like.
Yeah.
But Jay, listen, this has been great fun catching up with you and shooting the breeze about these pieces. I know it's a very quiet time of year. There's not a huge amount of activity. I will dig around and see what I can come up with for next week's
I think
episode.
27th of July is the day where I think 40 to 60% of the watch brands are going to be back to work, because I have this little situation going on with Ronda, and Ronda is coming back on the 27th to work. So they had 2 months off,
Yeah.
or a month off. And yeah,
As one of our friends said the other day, it's you get past May and you're into watchmaking summertime, and they don't come back until September. And the only thing I think that sharpens them up for it is with the likes of Geneva Watch Days approaching in the first week of September.
yeah,
They got to be back at their benches in August and
yes.
clocking up those hours. And
Yeah. Have you heard
so
anything from Dan Spitz?
from.
Dan Spitz.
I haven't, not in the last couple of weeks, but I definitely, again, I want to have Dan on board for another few of the, as I described them now, as the nitty gritty interviews with the watchmakers in their atelier. So yeah, that would definitely be coming up. Dan is very much still part of the In the Metal family. I can't believe, Jay, the team that I have that we have here, and with yourself and with Dan and all the many friends that we have who are very often ready to step in at a moment's notice and give us a little bit of their opinion and their thoughts, and hopefully a little bit of irreverent gossip or whatever, like, you know. But not that we would ply our trade on gossip, but everybody loves a little story, you know?
In the end, you know, you have to do things which is actual, which is up to date, and then, you know, the updates, what we then get from the up to date, you know, news is where we put it out there. This is what the launches are. This is what's been happening, and I think a lot of people, you know, are looking forward to information which they would not get it otherwise, and that's what we do, and that's very cool.
Yeah, it's cool. And what I would like to do with this format as we take it forward is actually, you know, if we're talking about a watch like the Mermont or the Moser, is to get someone on and join us for 10 or 15 minutes to talk us through. Tell us why we should buy that watch, and let us run.
I mean, if it is available.
Yeah, well, there's that too, of course.
Where would we want to buy the watch? Is it available? Maybe.
Yeah. Why would we buy this watch, man? You don't need to worry about that. Yeah. Anyway, listen, Jay, thanks so much, people, for watching and for tuning in and watching. Thank you so much for your time, your company. We really appreciate it. We're having fun making these little episodes happen. I hope you're having fun watching them and picking up on them, maybe getting the odd little bit of information that you didn't know. And always hit us up with any feedback you like on our Instagram page, which is In The Metal Live, and we will catch you next time around. Okay,
thank you.